Hey there, do you ever find yourself with a lot of odd shaped material that's really tough to inventory and it all ends up in a heap where the piece you really want that's going to save the day, it's underneath everything else and you won't even realize it's there till after the job is done? Hey there, Daniel Hartman, Community Machinery, and today just set up this rack. Now this is temporary, found some used material to do it on the cheap, but there's a hidden cost because the stuff had different colors of paint and it was dirty and wanted to keep it clean and not have paint flaking off, making a mess. So by the time this was all done, into 8 hours fabricating time, and there's three of these. Didn't get fussy on the fabricating, didn't get cleaning up welds or anything like that, but still just the time, finding the material, digging stuff out, figuring out what was going to fit in an odd space. It all adds up. So, just something to keep in mind. Now, I thought it was going to take a lot longer to load all this stuff because there's some 4x4, 3/8 wall, and 4x6 tubing, some heavy stuff on the bottom. But it actually only took a half hour, and that's with getting everything by the bandsaw there. The thing that really saved the day, these pallet carts, super, super handy. Both pulling the material out from the wall and then walked these legs are all individual. So moved them around in behind and was able just to push the material back for the most part for the heavy stuff. This stuff involved more lifting, but obviously the aluminum, easy to lift up there. The other feature on these things you can't see until we get down here is these front tabs turn so you get full usable height in here. So all this is, there's a piece of angle iron inside, a hole was drilled to plug weld the angle, and it's an inch in, and then it's just got a compression spring. I just had some random long springs and I just cut pieces with a zip cut. But when I originally designed this, I had a friend who was rebuilding engines. I thought, oh, I'll just get a bunch of his old valve springs, which would be perfect for a job like this, where they get thrown out. It's easy for someone just to get a bunch, and the ends are flat. And that way, you don't get much binding up. And these could hook inside a little bit more, I think, than a valve spring. And a valve spring, you probably won't get any torsion in them because the wire is heavy enough. Where these, I think that's going to be a bit of a challenge where, anyhow, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you don't, that's all good. But I would highly recommend valve springs for that application. And what else can I say? The spacing from there to there is about 9 feet. And then from there to the end, I think is another 9 because doing 20-foot lengths. And the other thing I noticed, having it so this cantilevers, actually this might only be 8 feet because cantilevering it this way allows certain stuff like flat bar that even though this is 3/4, it still sags a lot by the time it gets out past the end there. So that's one thing to watch for as far as thinking about what kind of materials, what kind of drop lengths you're going to put on the shoulder side. And what else can I say? Until next time, please like, please subscribe, please comment below on shop improvements you're curious about and what you're working on that might give us some ideas, some other ones. Let's work together on this.